college football all day. It's a Football Friday right here on The Zone. Whether it's the Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, we've got you covered. This is a Football Friday edition of JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Call him a name live.
All right, here we
You
are.
almost got me in trouble.
We're just
Sly.
talking about
right out of the gate.
We're just having a discussion about road rage on the way here. No problem. Take a wild guess out of all of us who had the biggest problem with it. It may or may not have been Sly. Sly comes in. He's like, I got some trouble with some people on the road. I was like, look, hey, this is therapy for us. All right, this show becomes therapy on a Friday. All right, and we hope you're right there here with us. Welcome to your Football Friday. Sly, you okay though?
Yeah, I'm great.
You know how we?
I got here.
You know how I can make it better? Hold on. I brought snacks today.
Oh, I was going to stop, too. Look at you.
Settle down.
Oh, I was going to – oh. So I was thinking we were going to have a classic day where everybody brings in, like, their classic
I wanted
ones.
to. We should have had something, but here's what I got.
Sly just became 8 years old again.
Yeah,
I did.
I did, too. Because Connor –
All I remember is going to the pool
so
and
I'm
having
showing-
–
Oh, nice.
So what I've got in front of me now is a 24-pack, because you can't go with you can't have little packs because you get them at Costco. A 24-pack of the double-decker chocolate moon pies.
Yummy.
Okay, $9.99 by the way. If you're
Yeah. There you go. I forgot where I was. I saw all the classic snacks. I'm like, that's what we
I
need
know,
to do for Football
but
Friday.
I'm also making it to where we're kind of living a healthy lifestyle, right? So
like
I got
carrots?
No. Look at this. I got some American Wagyu beef sticks.
Oh,
gosh.
all
Yeah.
right.
So we're gonna bust
Did you have
these
to
out.
finance those? Do you know how expensive
tough.
Wagyu beef
No,
is?
I know. I thought it'd be tough. I thought it was maybe because I think Wagyu's maybe spelt a little different. It's like Wagyu.
He's got the Timu Wagyu.
You got Timu Wagyu beef?
It's a two
It's
O's.
an E, not an A.
It's a 2 O's, and so I figured it was maybe a little bit. No.
It's Wagyu, not Wagyu.
Wagyu?
Wagyu. So we got the snacks out. We got the Football Friday vibe rolling. We appreciate you coming. Guess what? Right off the bat, we are at the warehouse, 1825 South, 300 West, here in Salt Lake City. I want to make mention of something. This is a big time day for us because when we're at the warehouse, we're selling some stuff. We become one with the furniture sale. You know what I mean? Like I'm right here. Now
You might sell some moon pies, too, if you're not careful.
listen. I will not. I won't sell these. Come on down. Come on down.
Enjoy it with us.
Come on down and get yourself a moon pie.
There's so many people probably at this Costco across the street anyway.
Oh yeah, that's
Might
what I'm
as well
saying.
just stop
the
on there.
Wagyu beef sticks. Those are ours.
Hey, that
But-
way we know you're listening. Just come in and ask for a moon pie. We'll hook
Ask
you up.
for moon pie. I will give you this double-decker moon pie. All right. And so.
Broke the bank for it.
Oh, listen. This is as cheap as a snack as situations we could have gotten on a Football Friday. All right, so we gather together at the end of Fridays to be able to get you ready for your weekend of college football. I'm just glad you guys are like, this is the most chilled out you guys have been in the past like 3 weeks.
Oh, you have no idea.
The high school football championships have taken it out of you guys, and I appreciate
Am
you
I
guys.
in double-digit games?
Oh, you got to be.
He said 9, and I had a college game. So, yeah, I'm at 10.
You've done 10
in
games in
the last
8
2
days.
weeks. In the last 2 weeks, or in the last 8 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. And then you'll do another one tomorrow, obviously. So you'll probably, or did you already add that one?
No.
in? So
That's
it'll be
not
11
added in
games
yet.
in 9 days. Not bad.
Hey, man.
Sly, the traveling football salesman, just like.
I'm
going
sorry I
around.
have to deal with football.
Yeah, tough life. Real tough life.
Gosh.
All of our listeners right now just
You know what? You know what, Sly?
feel so sorry for you.
Just hate me a little
You know
more.
what, Sly?
It's okay.
man.
You know what, Sly? Take an extra moon pie for yourself today. For your trouble. Take something home for Whitney. Maybe something for you, for the baby. All right. That's how much we
You
like
got to start them young.
We got lots going on here in the program. I told you we're at the warehouse here in Salt Lake, so come down and grab a moon pie and some other. We got a couple foam footballs we can give you. We got some stuff to. But more importantly, this is our very last time that we are going to be able to hang out at the warehouse. Very final time. We've been doing these for a lot of years, but the going out of business sale is legit, and they're shutting her down, and we get to be last. We get to be last ones in on the radio side of things. So, what does that mean for you? Ridiculous deals, all right? That's all you need to know. So you got tons of crazy deals going on, and you're going to be able to take advantage of them all day long here. So there you go. Let's kick off the show, though. Let's do it officially. Our program, as always, we kick it off here, and we will jump in because we've got lots to get to on a Football Friday. We have so many things. I don't know whether to feel slighted for all the coverage that the Big 12 doesn't necessarily get. With Utah and BYU being kind of just cast aside, like, yeah, that's a cute story for you guys. I'm glad you had a great season. There's a lot of football left to be played, so we are going to be getting into it. We're going to be jumping in. Let's kick it off right here with the cut, top of the program.
It's time for the biggest story of the day. This is what made the cut with JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Trajan Wealth brings you this portion of the program, TRAJANwealth.com, for all your trusted local needs in retirement. TrajanWealth.com. We got to bust these moon pies open. Hey, Connor, let's get a, I don't know.
You need a box cutter or something?
No, this pencil might actually.
We don't need a work-related accident today.
What are you doing, Alex?
What are you talking about?
Be a man. Open the box.
I don't want to tear into it too crazy.
I got good fingernails. Do you need my help?
No, look, I had to get it started. If I could just get it started. That's from.
Is it weird that I brag about how strong my fingernails are?
Listen.
Hey, man, I tell you, there's a lot of wives out there that are jealous.
Look, these are straight out of the
the Utah moms are jealous, JJ.
No,
again.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of which, the Utah moms,
look at me salivating. That looks great.
Well, but these are like the gas station packs too. Like we're like the presentation on these is phenomenal. I feel like we do need to sell these. I mean, my goodness, the way that we're making these look. All right, pass the moon pies around. Pass them around.
Fundraiser.
Your 7-year-old self is
perfect.
Your 7-year-old self is back to feeling good about it. And we'll get the beef sticks out later, and we'll make sure that everybody feels good about it. All right, I'm going to put these moon pies here. You can come by and grab one. In the meantime, let's talk a little bit about the goings-on over the past few days here in college football, the stuff that, what's interesting about the things that have gone on with college football and how things have kind of shaken out. It's not a wonder to me the way that I think that teams that aren't in the Big Ten and the Big 12, the Big Ten and the SEC get talked about, because they just don't have the same. They don't have the same branding power, and they don't have the same time times success equaling. The ability to be able to make that dent in the rest of the world outside of the Southeast and the Midwest in football. And I don't know if that would ever change. The thing is who are the people who get to be bigger brands outside of that? It's typically, if there's anybody, it's like USC, right?
Yeah, when they're good, absolutely.
Is anybody else outside?
Good.
Right.
Oregon.
And even when they're kind of good, people want to give them more credit, right? Like USC right now is a 7-2 team. They're likely walking into their third loss.
You'd consider USC a blue blood, right?
Of course, and they're in that conversation. They're the only ones I think west of the Mississippi that I think we have in our heads. Well, no, I guess like Texas and
Oregon has emerged. I would say so.
But even then,
consistently year in and year out.
How many?
The Montana Grizzlies should definitely.
That's
be
the only thing they're missing.
Oregon
but they've
have
been
natties.
to national championship games,
and they have a Heisman Trophy winner. But they have 0 natties. So can you?
That's fair.
Can you be in the blue blood conversation even of the? New
I would
blue
not
blood?
call them a blue blood, but I would call Oregon a very, very strong brand, thanks to Nike.
I think so too. Great.
And that matters just as much as the blue blood thing, because Nebraska's a blue blood and they stink.
So I want you to consider: will it ever be a possibility that that we're having a conversation about anybody else in the world of college football year in and year out that's not in the Midwest, Texas, or in the Southeast?
Yes. NIL will change that. And it already is.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what Texas Tech is doing.
Okay.
Now, this is early on. It's not like Texas Tech has had this kind of money for a long time, but the NIL has changed the game for Texas Tech. They invested in their players, and they invested in the right place, which was in the trenches, right? They didn't just go out and get some prima donna wide receiver. They went out and invested where it really matters. And year one, you've seen the difference. And Texas Tech is a legit top 5 team in the country right now. What Texas Tech has to do to break through that ceiling, and in the same way the Big 12 as a whole, they got to win playoff games when they get there.
Sure.
That hasn't happened outside of TCU, right? TCU got to a national championship game, but that was like a one-off, and everyone kind of, tossed it aside because they haven't been back.
Well, the way
close.
they lost too.
That as well. That doesn't help. So Texas Tech's got to break through that glass ceiling for the Big 12. Arizona State almost did last year. You got to win playoff games. And everybody, the Big Ten and the SEC, they can all brag about that. And even the ACC, if Clemson or Miami, just in Florida State for that matter, just won the games that they need to win, they would also be allowed through that gate.
But here's the thing. Is it just win playoff games, or is it you have to beat a certain opponent? Right?
If you win a playoff game against SMU or Boise State,
right,
probably doesn't have the same cachet.
It's not going to give you
as if you beat an SEC team.
Exactly,
100%.
right? Arizona State did a great job last year. Unfortunately, they lost to Texas, right?
None of them won. None of them won. And so all the people that could have made an impact outside of all those brands,
right?
Boise State embarrassed itself.
Arizona State had a bad half.
The Arizona State lost, and so people are kind of like, that's cute. And then after that, it's SMU embarrassed themselves. And then you go, well, that's what those brands do.
Here's the thing. This is what I like about the playoffs, though, because for JJ, your conversation here, what I'm saying is the old BCS busters, right? The two Utah teams.
Your team is a great case in point.
Exactly, right? Yeah, the Boise State teams, the TCU teams of the early 2000s, right? Like, I think the Boise State and TCU teams, they did a detriment to themselves because they played each other.
Right.
If they were to play the Oklahomas, the Floridas, and all that and beat those guys, that would have been huge,
Look,
right?
That Boise State win over Oklahoma is still talked about 20 years
Right,
later.
exactly. Statue of Liberty play.
Yep.
Now, the CFP kind of eliminates that from happening. Now you have the opportunity to make it. So for you guys, what you're saying is, I think it's not just getting to the CFP; it's having a significant win in the CFP,
100%,
right? And beating one of those blue blood schools, not just barely beating them like Boise State beat Oklahoma, right? I'm saying you beat them like the way we beat Alabama.
Imagine Utah beating Alabama in the college football playoff in 2025.
Right?
That's what I'm talking about. That has to happen.
And that gets you –
that breaks you through the ceiling.
Exactly. I'm with you on that 100%, and I think that's what has to happen. It's not only just getting there, because there's teams that are giving there. They're giving your free at-large bids.
That's cute. That's nice.
That's cute. Exactly. But there's still no respect.
Right.
So I only bring it up because I think over the next couple of weeks we're going to be it's easy, I think, for us in a market that are – watching two teams who it was really hard for me to see that graphic with first two teams out, and it just had BYU and Utah. Like, you guys,
and not seeing a path in.
Right. It was really a middle finger to both programs.
Of
like,
course.
Hey, there you go.
They'd love to do that to the state of Utah.
That's right. I know. I don't want to play the victim role all the time with the Utah sports thing. However, it is hard. What's funny to me is that the two fan bases still have found a way to not
to hate each other.
Oh yeah, to not come together and be like, I know, right? Like us too. No, they're just like,
no, it's us, not you, buddy.
There's that skit on I Think You Should Live where he goes, stop stealing people's money, Jerry, when he tells them they're great singers. And he goes, hey, don't worry, he stole my money too. He goes, he didn't steal my money. I am a good singer. I was like, that's you, Tom BYU. He didn't steal my money. I am a good singer. It's like, okay, yeah. But that's what they're all doing right now.
Yeah,
right? They have
for
this
sure.
conversation where they're going back and forth about who's better and who's this. And you have to put your elbows out. And I get it. I don't want to turn a corner of whether or not you're going to be like rooting for the conference, because I don't want that. But what you do want is, if you're not in the SEC or in the Big Ten and Notre Dame, which is actually worse than I think probably all those things in terms of getting a boost for their brand.
That's a conversation and a segment on its own.
Yeah, it's its own thing.
What the committee's doing to protect themselves there is ridiculous.
So then I'm going to use that to go off of and reflect on some of the things that happened last week. Okay, Utah goes into Baylor, and by the way, did you guys see Dave Aranda's going to be retained?
He's back.
I'm shocked. I am shocked because
there's nobody there to fire him.
Well, but Mac Rhodes gets let go. That's what I'm wondering, is if even an interim could be like, anyway, thanks for your troubles. Like, they're signing up for another year of Dave Aranda to just kind of float the program for a little bit. Do you think that Mac Rhodes being gone is going to bring some stability?
They're not ever even in competition.
That's what I'm saying.
For the ship.
No.
Aside from the preseason pub,
they won it in 22, right?
21.
They
beat Oklahoma State.
With
but that was his
BYU backup quarterback, Gary
Bohannon.
Yeah, that's correct.
But was it Robertson was part of the thing too? He was like brand new and all that.
No,
but
he wasn't there.
But but that was Dave Aranda's second year.
Correct.
And you remember the very next year, because they went to the Big 12 championship. I think that they either won the Sugar Bowl, they were right there in the Sugar Bowl, and then the next year, what were they? A top 10 team. Preseason top 10. They go down to BYU, and that's when they lost to BYU in that preseason overtime win over here. And then they went on to go 7-5 that year, and then they go on that the next so they win. They go 12-2 that year.
They had a losing season after that.
They won the
championship
Sugar Bowl.
year.
Right, they won the Sugar Bowl. Then they go 6-7 the year after. Again, like I said, they go into BYU.
Their best finish since then is tied for 5th last year.
And it was last year they went 8-5.
They went 3-9 in 2023.
So again, my conversation about Baylor is really more about the idea that Utah goes down there and embarrasses them. And by the way, Utah's only played Baylor the last 3 years and just beaten them every time.
3 straight times. Yeah.
And by the way, one of those Utah teams was like a struggle team. Like that was not last year. They hadn't figured things out. He gets hurt. Cam gets hurt middle of the game.
But the start of that game, it was going to be
phenomenal. It was going to be
a
a 60-something game.
Blocked field goal for a touchdown. All that,
instead, it turns out Utah goes to Baylor and dominates, and they've dominated every week, and there's nothing to make me think that they won't dominate Kansas State tomorrow. So what is the argument for Utah to be in the college football playoff, Sly?
You're going to have me make the argument?
Yeah.
I think they should. Right? I mean, all the other teams in front, right, it's hard to have people just – it's the whole conversation we're having is these people getting automatic bids just because they're in the or the SEC or they're blue bloods or whatever, right? No real impactful wins. There's a lot of people in the 10 through 15 that deserve more bids than the 6 through 10. And so it's all about, we have to play who's on our schedule. So essentially what I'm thinking is we need to eliminate this bogus, lame, podunked, really easy exhibition schedule. We got to have Big 12 playing SEC in the exhibition, right before conference play. And that right there settles a lot of things for late in the season.
Even the SEC has had to concede, we'll play a 9th conference game because, by the way, this week, it's the Cupcake week. That looks
and
like
it's always that for the SEC.
Like an absolute freaking
week.
joke.
What is it? Week 11, week 10 or 11 or whatever.
In this case, because of the double buys, everybody gets it's week 13.
Yeah.
But it is 9 games.
Chattanooga State.
Yeah. Charlotte is playing Georgia, I think, or something like that. And so there are all sorts of garbage games across the board that the College Football Playoff Committee will pretend like, hey, nice. Hey, great win. Right? Like they'll go, that's nice for you.
I honestly, to answer your question, I can't have a good case because I'll just get mad. Because I'm just like, it's stupid. Why are we sitting over here having to dictate and talk to you about all of this? We shouldn't have to upsell. The record is the record. The way that they're handling people, if you're watching these games, is how they're doing it, right? If you were up late to watch UCLA games, you can see how dominant, what type of team this is. The preseason talking about this offensive line, and then you go to the statistics, and they're the second best rushing team in the whole nation, right? Like, that is domination. Everybody who knows football, if you can run the ball effectively the way they have, it's everything. And so, man, I don't know what the committee's doing, how many pockets are getting filled in different ways for all of this, but I truly think that these guys need to wake up and hopefully maybe that's expanding the playoffs, right? And I don't know what the conversation needs to be to make this happen.
Listen, you know what this needs to be is what stinks about that is expanding the playoffs. I think that the Big 12 and the ACC would likely come together and be like, yeah, we should expand it, and they'll be like, 4 automatic bids, right, though, guys?
Right.
And then they'll go, oh, no. We get 5 apiece, and then you guys get 3, and then you can maybe earn some more.
Right.
There'll be some delineation in there still.
Everybody else pick from the last 4.
Right. but guess what? Anybody who, I guarantee that Brett Yormark, and if he's not, he should be, he is going to be pushing a 2014 model because you're asking team, why wouldn't you put support behind that? All you're doing is making yourself a part of a reality TV show at the end of the college football season.
Well, here's the thing.
And if you have 24 teams, you have a better shot of getting in. You want to be one of those people, even if you're eliminated, even if you aren't handed the rose the first week, you still want to be up on everybody's screen right before the end of the season's over.
What's the glory of the top 25?
I don't know what it is now because
there isn't any.
There's 0 because we don't even 15 through 25.
Outside of this, I'll bring this up about the AP top 25.
We don't care about them.
Because once the college football playoff rankings come out, it doesn't matter. What does matter is what you're ranked at the beginning of the season.
100%, which is a terrible argument. What were you ranked at the beginning of the season?
Why is Notre Dame ahead of BYU?
Solely
one was ranked in the top 5 to start the season. One was unranked.
Right, because they had and
one has one loss, the other has two.
Right, those two losses came quick. And
strength of schedule's almost even. Remaining strength of schedule's not even close.
Do you remember that it took them? They were 0-2, and they were still. I want to say they were still in the top 25.
Oh, Notre Dame.
Yeah.
They were
yeah.
To it, yeah.
And so they were like, oh, and then when they won their first game, everyone was like,
oh,
back
they're back.
in business.
They're back.
19,
Notre Dame's back. Lou Holtz come back.
Right. So then there's like a 2-2 team. And then they're like, well, you might as well put them in the top 15. Look how good they are. So this happens every year. Now, I want to ask you about what have you seen out of this Utah team, last week included. What is it about what they do? Because now they've just fully embraced. We're not even going to try to throw the ball. We're just going to run this ball down your throat. And then, more importantly, can Bird Ficklin stay at the University of Utah long term?
Ooh, I think so.
Or is someone going to offer? Here's
the thing: I have no idea.
Is someone going to offer our equivalent of the moon pie and say, "Hey,
man,
Bird,
here's
this moon
the thing.
pie represents $1 million. If I give you two of them,
you
will
can
you
sit
leave?"
here and have these guys sit here and talk blue in the face of how much they have loyalty for one school, and then the very next week they transfer to your rival. Right. So you have no idea what's going to keep these kids, man. I just hope that, and I've talked to Coach Witt because it's been my most intriguing question. After I interview him, I talk all the time about recruiting these guys. I feel like you got a new guy that can take off and be an outstanding star every single time. And what it is, he's like, well, it sucks now. You can't really develop guys, but what you can work on is who you bring in and who takes to coaching, right? And you just got to hope that Bird Ficklin has the personality that I want to grow here. I know I'm going to be the star. I know I'm going to be a starting quarterback. I've made some elite plays, and I've put myself in position to be great here.
How loyal are you going to be, though? You're a kid from Oklahoma, and Boomer Sooner knocks at the door and goes, "Hey, man, $2 million coming your way."
They'll be looking for another quarterback soon.
How are you going to be? Of course,
Oklahoma State comes in and like, hey, we got some good oil money for you,
and he's close to home.
Right.
Exactly. And so those are the kinds of conversations that people end up having.
And it all takes to the personality of the kid, the people that's around him, and that's just a lot of outside things that nobody, not the coaching staff, nobody can control but Bird. And so hopefully Utah's just doing right by them on all the other parts and being transparent up front about what the game plan is, how to utilize him, the plans for the future, and all of that, and hopefully just Bird buys in.
Bird buys in. That's a good T-shirt. Come on, let's go. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We have around the corner, we've got lots to talk about when it comes to football here locally, Football Friday across the country. I've got in front of me also the nightmare scenarios for teams that are in the college football playoff. The ones
Is that our best and worst?
Listen, it's just great because nightmare scenarios for big brands mean good news for the ones that are on the outside looking in currently. But I've also got in front of me, just based off of the Missouri-Oklahoma game, how playoff chances are going to be moved around, odds going to be moved around with that. All right, we'll come back. We got more to go. By the way, 4 o'clock, Bear. I almost said Bear Bachmeier. We got too many Bears to figure out. Bear Tourigny, head coach of the Utah Mammoth, he's going to join us coming up at the 4 o'clock hour. There are lots of questions right now, and we're hoping to convey some of the frustrations of the fans right now with this Utah Mammoth team, and Bear's going to join us, and he's never been shy to duck away from any of those questions, so he'll join us at 4 o'clock. So stay right here. More to go. 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
All college football, all day. It's a Football Friday right here on the Zone. Whether it's the Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, we've got you covered. This is a Football Friday edition of JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Welcome back. JJ and Alex, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. Thanks for being with us on the program. Oh, we got Win Ticket Wednesday next Wednesday. You know what that means?
Next Wednesday. Yeah, we always do.
I know. We ready for this one, though?
Yeah, we got
tickets to see Nate Bargatze.
Oh, that's
on
a good.
The Big Dumb Eyes tour.
It's not bad.
Coming. What do you mean not bad?
I thought you were going to mention some hair band from the '80s or something.
No. I'm saying this is amazing.
Some 70-year-old guys in leather.
You know how many people are missing their ward party on December 4th, 5th, and 6th to go to Nate Bargatze?
I hope the Relief Society knew better than to plan
they're doing
their Christmas parties around Nate Bargatze being in town.
You know there's some people.
Nobody's showing up.
There's a ton of people in Bluffdale right now being like, I'm not going to be able to make it to my wife and I are going to Nate Bargatze. It's clean comedy. I'm telling you, this is what's happening. All right, so that's next Wednesday. Listen all day long. We will have tickets to Nate Bargatze for you to win coming up for the December shows that he has. He's added like 10 shows because people go nuts here for it. All right.
He'd just be like Vegas. He should just set up shop here.
He probably could.
Do shows 5 nights a week.
Ryan,
He'd be a billionaire.
Ryan Smith just put him make him like a penthouse at the top of the Delta Center.
Well, they're building that new auditorium thing
And
downtown.
he just comes down. Yeah, he just comes downstairs.
Just give him a residency.
Let's go. Oh, and then get the Osmonds. They could stay here in Utah.
Home run.
Come on. All right.
You guys are getting too excited over here.
Well, I'm excited because I help other people. All right. That's what's happening. All right. I've got in front of me some nightmare scenarios ahead of Week 13. Pretty easy nightmare scenarios for people who are playoff contenders, like BYU. You can't lose to Cincinnati or to Central Florida. And if Utah wins out and Arizona State loses once, the Utes would go to the championship game. That's your path there, Sly, for you guys to be able to go to the
I can't wait to go to Arlington.
So here's what it is. Yeah, so they'll go – Arizona State just has to lose once, which I think they might do this weekend because they don't have –
Do they even have to lose? Why do they have to lose?
Utah's got to win out. Arizona State has to lose once.
They do?
Arizona State
Yes.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah. So that would send the Utes to the championship game, and then of course they beat Texas Tech in a rematch, and then they go to the college football playoff. Now, the best case scenario is for BYU they beat Cincinnati, beat UCF, and then they have to beat Texas Tech to go to the college football playoff. That's the best case scenario. Well, of course it is. So just win all the games, win your conference championship, no problem. All right. Utah, one loss would be enough to ruin Utah, but it would be less painful than beating Kansas State and beating Kansas, but still watching BYU take care of business down the stretch to be able to knock off Texas Tech and win the conference championship.
Yeah, you didn't handle business during the year.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
Honestly, you could have beat Texas Tech and you could have beat BYU. You didn't handle business, man.
Yep.
So, yeah, that would definitely be painful to watch those two win out and do the things when you definitely feel like you should have been there.
Right. So easy enough to talk about the ones who are playoff contenders that are 11 and 12 because they're already on the outside looking in. They got to do extra anyway. While the committee tries to figure out ways. Because if USC beats Oregon, I think we're all in agreement that USC would probably
jump Utah.
They would.
Jump Utah and BYU. Why not? Why wouldn't they go to 10?
You
know what I mean?
And the committee would like to get that third Big Ten team.
Here's what's wild. They would go to 10. Oregon would go to 11 and push BYU and Utah back one even after they smoke whoever they play this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's the
big bird to the state of Utah.
That's how it gets worse for
Doesn't it feel like there's this big wall?
Oh, yeah.
Between 11 and 10 for both Utah
I
and
thought
BYU.
you were going to say just the state of Utah.
Well, yeah, essentially.
College football.
There's no way. It doesn't matter what BYU or Utah did outside of winning that Big 12 championship game that would get them in the top 10. And you're going to need to be in the top 10 to get into the playoff because the ACC is going to have one bid and the group of 5 will have another in that 12. So you got to be in the top 10. And it just feels like the committee's put up this wall around 10. And I don't know what it's going to take for them to break through without just winning the Big 12 championship. But then if Texas Tech loses to either BYU or Utah in the Big 12 championship game, I bet they would drop them below that 10.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. We just saw BYU lose to Texas Tech and get dropped 6 spots. Texas just dropped 7 spots after getting beat by Georgia. The committee's been pretty punitive with these losses recently. And it's not just BYU. It's, you've seen other teams. Alabama dropped 6 spots. So,
well, let me ask you this.
Lose in the top 10, and you can drop.
Okay, so I'm going to skip all of the worst case scenarios for the teams that are in the top. I'm going to go right down to Oregon. Lose on Saturday to Southern California, and you will be eliminated from the Big Ten championship game. And then if you drop that rivalry game to Washington, by the way, they have to play UW still.
They do in Seattle.
You going to fly up there for that?
Depends
No,
on
you're
what's on the line.
gonna float your yacht in. For
Yeah,
that.
man. Well, you know how I do it. Yeah, you've been there.
You're gonna roll right up there in your yacht.
Fill the boat up with moon pies and roll
Straight yacht rock for
That would be
5 hours
something.
tailgate.
Start throwing moon pies to all the people. Go, hey, you're welcome. Hey,
Bless the rains down in Africa.
you guys have any more of that? You guys have any more of that American Wagyu beef? Yeah, man. So the Ducks could be in the mix for an at-large spot with one loss. But if they lose to USC, they really could be. Oregon could be pushed down to maybe that. I hope they don't, because what I think that you need here locally is you need USC to be out of contention. The best thing that can happen this weekend, I think, to the local teams is Oklahoma losing,
100%.
which is totally
You need a 2-loss to get the 3rd loss.
And that's, I think, what's going to – if Missouri, who's actually ranked 22nd in the college football playoff rankings right now, goes to Norman and beats Oklahoma, I don't know if they have the ability to do it. However, it's a pretty good shot compared to, I don't know, for example, Texas A&M playing Samford this week. So
Why do I still not like how close Texas is?
what do you mean? Oh,
The Longhorns?
now I will say this: I thought the same thing. 3 losses, but they put them down to 17.
Yeah.
We thought maybe they were going to put them to 14, and then we were like, "Oh boy, they're going to find a
But
way."
I
Because if
still-
they
They
beat
still got
Texas
A&M on the schedule.
So they beat Texas A&M.
they
a
might jump.
lot of people will make the argument that they should be the 3-loss team that gets in.
So dumb, so dumb.
That's why I was like, I don't know why.
Okay.
A team that was down 31-3 to South Carolina just last week.
So Oklahoma, if they lose to Missouri or LSU, which that's their next 2 games, that's not an easy putt.
No?
And that's good news, I think, for people who are waiting outside the top 10 in BYU and Utah, and they'll be out of the conversation for the playoff, I think, because they'll do the same thing to Texas. And Texas beat Oklahoma, so people will be like, well, they're both 3 losses, and they lost the head-to-head to Texas. So here's the deal: if the Sooners lose both games, they would be likely they'd be 4 losses. They'd be 8-4, and Brent Venables, I bet, would be fired by the end of the year. Maybe.
For missing the playoff?
Yeah.
I mean, they lost to Texas, right?
And they lost to Texas. Plus 8-4 when 3 weeks before the end of the season you were in the top 10. And you
It
were
might
knocking
have
on the
some
door of the college
boosters
football playoff.
pretty
It'll piss some
upset.
people off. It's not like he's had great seasons before this. I mean, he's been 7-6 and 7-6. So Notre Dame, if they lose to Syracuse or Stanford, then of course that's the deal. Alabama, if they lose to Auburn and they get to
rivalry
that
game.
3rd loss, so best case scenario for Utah and BYU is Oklahoma loss in one of the last 2 games, which they could do,
To get both of the teams in.
to at least have them at that conversation point where they go,
Yeah.
hey, a second Big 12 team, right? And it could be for one of them. I don't know which one. I'm assuming if they both win out, they could have the argument to
If
make
they win
3
out
teams
and Texas Tech wins out, one of the 3 is going to lose a game in some scenario there.
right, because they're
Whether
going to
it's
go
in
to
the Big 12 championship
right.
or otherwise.
Sure. So
So
I
that
just
team would
love
drop
that.
out.
We're going to go into week 12 or week 13, whatever this is, and still not know
Yep.
what the heck is going on.
yeah, and it's going to happen next week too, especially if some teams take care of business this week and then they'll have another game kind of staring them in the face. So Alabama's still got to play. They've got to play Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
If they lose to Auburn, they'll be a 3-loss Alabama team. They'll be out. A 3-loss Oklahoma team, I think, would be out. And I think you would have to move up BYU to like 9. You'd have to have Utah at least at like 10. Then you're saying there's a chance. You're saying there's a chance because
An
they
Oregon
can,
second loss would make things very
now
interesting.
look, and then by the end of the year, it's how quickly they can move up. Because if they move up quickly, if the teams lose this week, and then they move up, and then the next week they win again, then they move up a couple spots, maybe another time. Then you're talking about a 6th or 7th ranked BYU maybe going to that Big 12 championship game against the Texas Tech team, who's probably 4th at that point. And if you lose that game, it'd be a really tough argument to say, yeah, you don't deserve to be in the college football playoff. That your 2 losses came to number 4 Texas Tech. Or is that even more embarrassing? Is that a worse scenario?
There's no embarrassment in that.
That's what I don't think either. Like, you lose to Texas Tech twice. How many times in the SEC they beat each other all the time? You lose to Alabama twice,
And they only go down 2. And they only go down 2 spots.
One spot.
Yeah, because it
it's
just
so
means
dumb.
more.
Oh gosh. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back when we return. Come on. There's still a chance, all right? There's still a chance. We'll come back. We've got more around the corner. We'll get to a Would You Rather on a Football Friday. We'll also jump in here. By the top of the hour, we're going to chat with Bear Tourigny. So join us right around the corner, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
Listen, everybody! Real-life hypotheticals to get your brain churning. As JJ and Alex ask, would you rather?
Welcome back, everybody. JJ and Alex, 97.5 KSL Sports Zone. Alex Kirry, Jeremiah Jensen, Stevenson Sylvester, of course, along with us here on a Football Friday. We're at the warehouse.
This Wagyu is bussin'.
I told you.
Good.
That's what the kids say these days, right?
Bussin', right?
Sorry, Sly, how is the beef stick? Is it bussin'?
Does it have Riz?
Is it what we would call fire?
I give it about a 6 or a 7.
Or is it Ohio? Is it Skibbity?
I told you, like, I got real annoyed this week because I got an email, or like it was on, you get those ads for Instagram that pop up, and it was like, hey, you want these BYU 6-7 socks? And I was like, what are we doing here?
What?
Yeah. That's where we're at. Hey, the kids like
I'm
it.
glad it's their school.
Oh, I guarantee there's a version of
Utah
it.
ones.
I guarantee there are, too, sure.
I'll slap whoever started it.
Watch them be like, we're offering a great deal for Utah man to get it.
Oh, no.
To get in on the floor, on the ground floor with some 6-7 socks.
Yeah, Sly, where's those Utah Man 6-7?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
Utah Man 6-7 hoodie. Do it.
By the way, a
Do
little update from Delta Center. Speaking of which, shout out to the Delta Center crew who had a hockey game last night get done. They had to clean up the tiers and the ice.
Nobody
that was on the
sleeps
ice.
over there.
BYU is playing Wisconsin right now at the Delta Center. And then you've got yourself a Utah Jazz home game tonight too, right? Jazz at home tonight?
Not at home tonight. No, yeah, they are.
They are.
The Thunder.
That's
You're
what
right.
I'm saying.
Yeah, crazy.
That's what you get. You get a hockey game and then a collegiate.
And then the Rangers
matchup.
are in town on Saturday.
I know.
Wow.
Right now, BYU up 87-58 over the Wisconsin. Wisconsin was Tanjay the guy who had the game against
yes.
BYU during the tournament.
Now he plays for us.
Crazy. Hey, listen. Joining us around the corner here is Bear Tourigny, head coach of the Utah Mammoth. We're going to talk to him about this current losing streak that the Mammoth are on and how to pull the team out of it. More to go. 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The biggest name. You're locked into JJ and Alex. With the insight and analysis on the teams you can't live without. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Your exclusive radio home of the Utah Mammoth is right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Now it's time to hear from the head coach of the Mammoth, Andre Tourigny.
Welcome back, everybody. It is JJ and Alex, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. Every week right here on your radio home of the Utah Mammoth, we have a chance to chat with the head coach of the Utah Mammoth, Bear Tourigny. Bear, thanks for coming on the program, Coach. We appreciate you jumping on here with us.
How are you guys?
Oh, we're
doing well.
We're having a look. We're in the middle of the basketball season. We're in the middle of the football season. We're in the middle of the hockey season. So we're loving all of these things, and we're loving being able to cover all of it. It's been a rough couple of weeks for you guys. It's been a rough road trip, and then the game at home last night against the Las Vegas Golden Knights. When you sit down with your guys and expectations are at one place, and you guys started out so hot. How has the mood changed in the locker room, and how have the leadership in your or the leaders in your locker room responded during some adversity right now?
Well, I think at first it's a good test. You know, you know exactly who you are and what you have when you have adversity. So I think that's an opportunity for us to show what we're made of and how we'll be able to respond to it. I think obviously, when you're on the winning streak, everything is positive, everything is beautiful. When you're on the other side of it, but there's adversity, there's more discussion, there's more adjustment you need to make. But you know, that's a long season in the NHL, and that happened. You look at teams who were really out at the start of the season, and they are in the same kind of situation than us. Boston had a great start, and then they lost 6 in a row. Montreal had a great great start, and now they're in struggle. They have only one win in the last 8. So it does happen. It's not because it happens somewhere else. It's our problem. It's our concern. It's just the reality of the NHL. It's a good league, and you need to be at your best every day, and it's tough to do. So when you don't, then it's important to have the real discussion inside of your locker room and make sure you bring the focus back at what you can control and what can you do to bounce back and to get out of it. So I think the leader did a really good job today. They had the right mindset of the practice. We had a good practice. Guys worked hard. It was a lot of battles, so that was positive.
Hey, Coach, I feel like we interviewed you last year, and we were riding high. You were on a winning streak last year, and you're like, it's early in the season. You're going to ride the wave. For you, what is your main job right now? Is your main job of kind of controlling all these guys? Are all these guys professional and know the ups and downs of an 82-game season? How do you affect the new guys and the culture? What is your main job in focusing on the locker room?
It's a good question. There's a lot into it. First, you need to make sure the cohesion is keep growing, and the most important thing is to not lose your culture. I think we build our team on a lot of hard work and a lot of competitiveness, and we don't want that to change. You know, that's the first thing. You need to guard that, and then after you need to look at, okay, what can we do better, and what's the most important? Because it's easy when you're in that situation. You can't point 12 things where, okay, we need to address. Well, you won't fix 12 things, and you need to find the job of a coach is to find, okay, which one of those area will have the biggest impact on our game. And most likely, if you pick the right one, that will improve the others, because that will snowball and that will raise the level of confidence and consistency and so on and so forth. And everything will go up. So even when you're in a winning streak like we were looking at different thing in our game, and we had several points we're saying, hey, we need to improve those things. And then the big job of a coach is to, okay, figure it out. Okay, we have those 10 things who we know we need to get better at, but put priority. Okay, which one is the most important one, the second one, and the third one, and let's address those. And we hope those will affect the next one, and everything will get better slowly but surely.
Ian Cole, who's a well-respected veteran in this league, and I'm sure in that locker room, had an interesting quote after the loss to Vegas. He said, we do a lot of talking, but we need to put stuff into practice. It's really disappointing to see some of the reactions we have to adversity. Winning needs to matter to us more than anything. Would you agree with that quote, and what message do you think he was trying to send? No,
if you look at the game yesterday, when Stanley got a hit, Stanley's is the ultimate teammate. Everybody loves Stanley. Stanley got a hit, and then there's no penalty, so now we got carried away. Now the official was something we were focusing on. Everybody was barking at the official, and then we lacked focus and we lacked discipline, and boom, they scored the first goal. Okay, stuff happened, and then right away the second goal happened. Now we're out of sync. Our focus just shift, because if you look at our first period yesterday, you cannot tell me, hey, you were no good. No, we were good. But from the moment Stanley got hit, that affected the boys, and that was tough for us to refocus. We had 5 minutes where we didn't react the right away. So that's a little bit one of the things Cozy was talking about is, hey, we because the guys were saying the right thing on the bench. Hey, okay, stay in the moment, boys, and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, we need to do it. We need to have our feet where we are and make sure we're focusing on those things. And there's other thing in a hockey team as a player or as a coach, we repeat certain things. Hey, we need to be better at this. We need to be better at that. Well, okay, we say the right thing, but now we need to do it. So that was a little bit of a message. Cozy, I had a conversation with Cozy after the game, and that's exactly what he was talking about, saying, hey, we can say all the right thing. If we don't do it, it won't work.
Yeah. One of those guys, I think, that responded last night. I think Sergachev, he's just one of those guys that
he puts his head right out there, and he's one of those leaders, I think, on the ice. And when you do take it personally, it matters. Like, these guys come out, and I like the fight when they get pissed about stuff, because you want to see them mad.
Absolutely.
You want to see them come out and do it in the right direction, right? So I want to ask about. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just I do totally right, and on top of it, you need to do it the right way. You need to get you get mad, you need retaliation, or you need to an answer and everything. You need to do it the right way. And yes, right. Sergey's the kind of guy who has the experience and knows when to do.
Team is 29th in power plays, Coach. I know that you don't love the 14.5% conversion on power plays.
Correct.
I think that part of that is it just feels like sometimes the hanging back and not attacking the net. Obviously, goals aren't scored unless they're attacking the net. And I know it's not fun to get banged up around there, but are you having a conversation about getting more aggressive during those power plays with your guys?
Yeah, absolutely. To be honest, last night, our first power play, we had only one power play. But the way our first unit played on the power play, I liked it. I felt at that moment, I said, okay, if we didn't score in that one, but if we have a few more, we will score. We will get out of that slump. And it did not happen. So it's another thing if you look our last 3-4 games, we have 1 or 2 power play a game. It's tough to really get going and to get out of it. When you have one opportunity, okay, you cannot miss at that time. So I think having a few more opportunity could help us. So we need to do a better job on the inside, drawing more penalty, going at the net, being competitive in our battles. That will draw a few more power play for us, and that will help our power play. But to your point, absolutely. If we want our power play to be successful, yesterday, like we said, we put the barricade on the first unit, and we had more traction in inside. We had a few good shots on net. We had a great one-timer. We had good action. I felt, okay, we're playing the right way, and we were getting to the net. So that is that's promising.
You look at the defense, and you allow the fewest shots on goal this season. I think 472, but you have the 5th worst save percentage in the league. How do you explain and address that contrast?
There's 2 things on that. There's when you don't give a lot of shots, it's tough for the goalie because there's no give, there's no buffer. It's like I explained if you look at Vanecek, the game in San Jose, he stopped 21 out of 21 shot. He give 2 goals on 21 shot. Okay, so he's above 900. But then we're going in overtime. They get on the power play and they score. So now he gave 3 goals on 22 shots. So now when you give 22 shots, you don't have a lot of give. So we're proud of the way we play defensively, but we still need to improve the quality of chance we give. We give too many one-timer from the slot and stuff like that. So if you don't give numbers, a lot of shot, but you give quality shot, it makes it tough for your goalie.
The Utah Mammoth, of course, you guys are going to be at home for a couple more here, Coach, and then you get yourself another shot at Vegas again as well in your building. I know it's good to be back at home, and I'm sure it's where these guys want to get back on track, and I know you want to. Thanks for answering all of our questions every week on these, Bear. We really appreciate it. And good luck the next couple of days. We're looking forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me. Looking forward for next week.
All right,
thanks, Coach.
There you go. There's Coach. Can't say he doesn't answer the tough ones.
No. How many coaches would come on a local radio show every week when you're struggling like this and answer every question and not duck it and try to explain everything. Nobody wants to be in this situation. The fans, the players, we'd love to be talking about how hot this team is and the wins. And,
right, and we did.
Making a run to the playoffs.
we had a handful of games we were able to.
Exactly,
right?
And that's why I think this is so jarring because already this year we've seen how good this team can be when they're playing well. And now we're seeing this, and it's really puzzling and confusing because we know what they're capable of. And so naturally you want answers. And so those of you listening, you're a fan of the team, hopefully you got some answers there one way or the other. Whether you liked what you heard or not is up to you. But the fact that Coach will come on here and doesn't duck it and doesn't run away, I mean, he could easily said, I'm not available today.
You know what I love?
Right?
You know what my favorite part about it was? When Sly raised his hand, he goes, I got a freaking question.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm going after this thing, man.
No, it's very intriguing to me because, as I said, like even through seasons like this and what Utah football had last year, just how do you handle the wave, and especially in the NBA season and the hockey season, baseball season, they have so many games. How do you not take this one instance as the entire season? Right? How do you make sure the guys in the locker room understand that this is just a moment, we're going to come out of this, but we got to still focus on April come playoff time, right? And that's when we really need to explode, and we're building towards that. And so I always find that the psychology and how coaches attack the mindsets of their team and try to block out the outside noise and what doesn't matter, importantly. So, yeah, to your guys' point, it's great that Bear's willing to answer all of these questions.
I think it brings up a great sports conversation because it's interesting to see how different coaches, players in any sport react to things not going well.
Right.
Because I think it's so important, and this goes back to just life, right? There's always going to be bumps in the road. There's always going to be challenges, adversity, whatever. How do you prevent yourself from overreacting to the bad times?
Right.
Because that's when you can do really stupid things. Mm-hmm. And I think some may argue that some of and we've talked to Cole about this, Cole Bagley, who covers this team day in and day out, some of the line changes they make, or, in some sports you overreact to a certain situation and you bench a guy, or you make a trade, or you do something that is pushing the panic button, an overreaction emotionally, when you need to be grounded and you need to be logical and you need to be steady. Because eventually you're going to sail out of the storm, right?
Right.
But it's so interesting to watch how different teams in different sports at different levels react to those hard times. And watching and we're going to sit back and watch what the Utah Mammoth do, because this organization is new. And when they were in Arizona, they had times like this, some of these guys, and I don't know that they reacted pretty well to it because they never ended up having any success down there. But often that wasn't their fault. But how does this organization now, in this new state, with new ownership and a lot of new fans, how do those people in this organization, some of those who remember those times, how do they navigate through times like this? Because I think that, depending on where you're at and how much attention you get, can also impact that. How many fans in Arizona really, really lived and died with every loss of the Arizona Coyotes? Probably not many. Maybe just the 4,000 that showed up in that arena in Tempe.
All the stadium could hold.
Okay, so now all of a sudden you've got a state that has embraced this team, and so many people here are into this and have seen this team really good. Last year, they had some really great moments, and this year started off incredible. 8-2 start? And
7 in a row.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You saw this team play at a high level, at a Stanley Cup playoff level, where not only they look good enough to make the playoffs, but they look good enough to win a playoff series or two. Well, now you're watching them look like one of the worst teams in the West over an extended period of time, and everybody here's watching. How is Bear going to handle this? How does Bill Armstrong handle this? How are the players handling this? Like Ian Cole calling out especially I think younger guys, like, you need to act like you care about winning and don't go through the motions. Was that essentially the message? And sometimes that's for a kid who's 21 and he's in this league and he knows he's got 82 games.
Gotta be professional.
And he's getting out and suddenly he's being given $10 million a year.
Right.
Sometimes you don't have that passion and urgency.
You don't.
That's human nature. I'm not even criticizing them for that.
Right.
I think we'd all do it if we were given something.
That's in a lot of sports. That's in football too.
If you're given something, you have a tendency to take your foot off the gas, for lack of a better analogy.
Get comfortable.
So what I think is disappointing is, because I just don't know if it's in their personality yet, at least, right? Like, think about the highest paid dudes on the team. Who are they?
They're in their early 20s.
Yeah, now it's Logan Cooley and it's Dylan Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys are not dynamic in a one-on-one situation. When they ask him questions, it's like, It's like watching an episode of Letterkenny, right? Where it's like,
Well,
yeah, what we got to do is go out there, just put it all together, and then just
do the thing that we know we can do and do that thing.
Yeah,
I don't know if the many hockey players are what you're describing.
I know, but Ian Cole is a guy who's like, we got to freaking show up.
Yep.
And by the way, you know who else is also like that? Is a guy who they brought in the offseason, Nick Schmidt, right? Who they go, hey man,
Nate Schmidt,
or Nate Schmidt. You go, hey, you're older, and not only that, you've been in a few of these clubs. You're not the number one dynamic dude on the ice. But this is the problem that I had too. Like at some point last night, when Kyler Yamamoto's not on the ice and Liam O'Brien is, as soon as I said that, one of my friends texted me that, and I was like, yes, why? Like who's? And it's not because Liam O'Brien's not interesting and not fun to watch, but you need guys who have some crazy motor right now.
Right.
And Kyler Yamamoto's that guy. And I don't want 38 taking shots where –
I don't know if to your point, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm not concerned about the toughness of this team right now. I'm concerned about the energy and effort of the team and who was bringing it.
Yeah, guys like Kyler Yamamoto,
Exactly.
who by the way is being told like all the time, like, man, that guy's got a motor on him. It's like, yeah, and he's on the fourth line, right? I mean, it's like, and I'm not saying he should be on the first line.
Sometimes he's a scratch.
But yeah, and what I'm saying is that's exactly right. And what I'm saying is sometimes you're looking at guys and you go, well, what about the guys on the first and second lines? The effort, the effort has been questioned this week. Right. How many people? Well, we're
not
online
just by
the
media.
I know you and I are watching this, and we're like, look what Mammoth Twitter's doing right now. People are like, why aren't these dudes playing hard? Like and those are a bunch of, and you know what you can do is go, well, those bunch of uneducated hockey fans, they're pretty new to this, and blah blah blah. It's like, we've been told that a lot, right? And at some point you go, yeah, but
and then you have
I see the difference.
You have a veteran in the locker room start talking about
Listen,
it.
When Logan Cooley went out last night and punched a guy, like I was like, yes, this is what I need. You know what I mean?
This is what I need.
It's not just because it's fun to just go, yeah, because hockey's fun because they fight. I'm like, good. I see some.
Show me that you care.
This guy's pissed. It's exactly right. And you know what? Vegas is on a different level.
It's not tell me, show me. Yeah.
Right. Vegas is on a different level. They're not in year 5 of a rebuild. You know what they're in right now? Trying to get back again to the Western Conference Finals and to get themselves to the Stanley Cup playoff.
They've got
the Stanley Cup. I know. They've already won one.
Right.
They wanted to, and they're at the point where they have enough talent that they could do it. I mean, a guy like Mitch Marner's on your team, by the way. Mitch Marner, what does that guy have? He's got like 4 goals in the last 7 games, but he has 17 assists in the last 7 games.
Wow.
In the last 10 games. The guy is a freaking that's how you lead, right? You just go, what can I do?
I can be the guy, but I'm
going to be this crazy point guard that just look. There's a reason that guys like him are at the level that they're at. But honestly, Utah they could learn a lot from Vegas right now, right? Because Vegas is a team who's, I wouldn't say arrived because they've got their own quirks and weirdnesses.
They won a cup. They've absolutely. I mean, yeah.
But
you're looking up at them,
and they're one of the better teams in the Pacific or in the West, right?
Absolutely.
And so this is a team that you look at and you go, okay. And guess what? You get them back in the building again in what, 3 days?
Yeah.
They got 3 games at home. The rest of this stretch right here. They got to figure some stuff out
and
here.
then they got to go back out on the road.
I know. I just want to see some fight here, man. And by the way, that's what people pay ticket money. That's what people buy tickets for. And that's how you, when you don't have the fight, that's when you lose games 3-2, 3 overtimes in a row.
What was the most important thing about the Utah Jazz that people here respected and loved?
Yeah, they were just tough. They were fighting
in the early 90s.
Played hard.
Yeah, they were fighting.
Even in the early 2010s.
Oh yeah, nobody wanted to play those guys.
Right.
Nobody wanted to play John and Carl and the whole group because they were all going to play hard.
And
that wasn't just that.
And that's night in, night out.
Part of the reason why that Carlos Boozer, Darren Williams, Mehmet Okur, Andre Kirilenko era didn't quite achieve what they wanted to is I think a lot of people, their perception was they didn't play hard enough all the time.
Right.
They were too soft.
Yeah.
They were too soft.
I've heard the soft comments.
They got bullied. The Spurs bullied them. The Lakers bullied them because that was the standard. Because the standard was so high from the past. And, I think that people here recognize and appreciate hard work. And they recognize and appreciate hard work over talent.
Well, I like it too, right? Like, because you mentioned that. I do agree with you. The Darren Williams Boozer days, and there was always that one guy that did come in and play hard, and Utah community just embraced him.
Yeah.
Right. The Matt Harperings.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Karolinko
when he came in. Yeah. And you always had those guys,
Early
and so like
not late Karolinko.
hopefully you have a whole team full of tough guys, right? What is the Coach Whittingham kind of staple? What does everybody know about Coach Whittingham? Tough, physical, hardworking guys, right? Is why a lot of people like him. I think that is the Utah community and what they like
Utah
about their
football
sports
has a little
community.
bit of that same thing I'm talking about.
Yes,
Absolutely
exactly.
right.
Yeah, so I think that definitely carries suit, and what is it? That is actually a great analogy, JJ. The early Jazz and what people liked about them and what opponents hated playing against them. These you know you're going to get their best shot. You know you're probably going to fight Hornacek or Stockton tonight, and Utah fans are love that, and you're going to get something from the crowd, and so yeah, man. Hopefully these Mammoth guys definitely embrace that culture, which is the Utah community.
By the way, was it today? Was today the 20th anniversary of Malice in the Palace?
I think so.
What?
Yeah. You were talking about fight. We were talking about people showing fight.
I'm old. Ooh.
And, yeah.
Maybe that's a little too extreme.
But Rod Artest, sorry, Meta World Peace.
No, that was Ron Artest then.
Yeah, it was Ron Artest then.
It was the 21st anniversary a couple days ago.
Okay, so it was a couple days ago. But did you see on social media he put up
Did you know Tim Donaghy was one of the referees in that game?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Come on, Dono.
But the what's his name? Ron Artest put on the Malice in the Palace jersey with the one with the 91 with the big tear on it.
Yeah.
He put it on? He put it on for this picture for social media, and he had his thumb up, and he had a thumbs up, and I thought, that's a guy who.
Did they auction that?
How cool is
No,
it
he's
that
wearing
kept it?
That's what I'm saying. Like
He
that is
kept the jersey from
that
the
is
Malice
that
in
is
the
a
Palace.
crazy piece of history
Yeah.
right there. Like I want that number 91 jersey. of
That'll
myself.
go for a lot of money.
I
That
hope.
was huge.
Sell that thing, man. We'll take the quick break here. We'll come back. It's a Football Friday, honoring all things football. Took a hockey break for it on a Friday so we could sneak Bear in for this week's conversation with him. But we'll get right back to it. Football Friday next, right here from the warehouse, 1825 South, 300 West, just east of Costco, north of Sam's Club in Salt Lake City. Coming right back, 97.5 EKSL Sports Zone.
All the latest news and notes from the league and the locals in the NFL. JJ and Alex bring you the NFL Blitz on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
See, he's
Welcome
Peter
back.
and you're Brian. JJ has the
you are.
Brian voice.
Yeah, Brian. Yeah, and he's just,
Brian voice.
He's just definitely more trustworthy. That's
Come on,
why.
Stewie.
Welcome back to the program, JJ and Alex.
Cool whip.
Cool whip. Yeah.
Cool whip.
Working on our impersonations, I guess, in the break.
Why not?
We're at the warehouse here in Salt Lake City, 1825 South, 300 West. Come check it out for yourself. Amazing deals that are going out the door here. I'm telling you, this is our last time we're ever going to be able to be here. This is after being, we figured out I was doing some of these radio hits with Tom back in 2012. And here we are in 2025. And, man, yeah, it's a long time coming. So come down, get some of these deals, man. Some of these crazy deals. All right, in the meantime, got ourselves some NFL Blitz here, of course. And the NFL Blitz, by the way, the hook and ladder last night in the Chiefs or in the Bills Texans game.
Yeah.
It was such a letdown that they couldn't go down and score. It was such a letdown that it didn't score, and it was such a letdown they couldn't go down and score. Like converting a 4th and 30, like you feel like whatever that mojo is to convert that.
You know what a bigger letdown is?
The freaking Bills.
The Buffalo Bills.
Yes.
What is the deal?
The Chiefs and Bills are that meme with Dylan, you son of a gun.
Yeah.
On Predator when he and Arnold Schwarzenegger
That's right,
and
when they
Carl Weathers.
Yep.
They're both agreeing to miss the playoffs. They're all, yeah, come on, man.
And the Houston Texans are now the Undertaker of the NFL. Off the mat,
I do love it.
back
Yeah,
to
yeah.
life.
Without C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
hand out of the casket on the neck of the guy. Yeah, that
C.J.
was-
Stroud goes out, and suddenly
I'm
Davis
just
Mills
pissed
is an
off.
All-Pro.
I'm
Davis
just pissed
Mills.
off. We're talking about Josh Allen. He goes off for getting back to my fantasy over
Right.
here. He
Because
goes
we all
off,
want to
goes
hear
crazy.
about Sly's fantasy team.
Oh yeah, JJ's sick of me on Sunday. I'm just terrible. He goes
He
off.
comes in a bad mood every Sunday night.
Yeah.
because look, across the league, like the Steelers won by what 3 scores last week, but it doesn't matter because you're like, and my defense sucked this week.
And Aaron Rodgers got hurt in the game.
Right.
Left the game.
He played terrible.
He killed my fantasy team.
It's good. So what are the Bills now? 7-4? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're 2.5 games behind, or they're 2 games behind the.
They're not going to win that division.
Division-leading New England Patriots, led by Drake May. So weird.
Ew.
Don't talk trash about Drake May. Okay, if
The
you were to
Dolphins
have,
are going to come
okay,
back.
here's what
Watch.
the AFC looks like right now. Okay, here are your first 4 seeds, and tell me that if I would have told you this before the season, you could never say, "Oh yeah, I could see that happening." Denver Broncos, number 1 seed. New England Patriots, number 2 seed. Number 3 seed, the Indianapolis Colts at 8-2. And then the Steelers, of course, leading their division, would be the 4 seed, and then the Chargers are at 7-4. The Bills are at 7-4. So they'd be in, if the playoffs were to start today, JJ.
We did it.
The Buffalo Bills would be in, but
Barely.
they'd be I mean, they're not a wild. They'd be one of the 2 wild cards.
They would be a wild card team.
Out of the AFC.
They would play the Colts in the first round.
Yeah, them and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Again, a team that I wouldn't have believed would be anywhere near there.
And you've got
but
the
Chiefs would be
Texans
left out.
at 6-5.
The
And the
Ravens
Chiefs 5-5.
The Chiefs would be left out. The Ravens would be left out. The Bengals, Dolphins, and then the other teams you knew would be left out.
The
anyway, 'cause
Ravens
they all
are
suck.
1 game back of the Steelers.
And they have been playing.
Oh,
Terrible.
They are definitely, the Ravens are definitely doing this sneaking up on people thing. Because what did they start out 2-5?
They were 1-4.
1-4. Oh my heavens! So yeah, we'll see how they figure it out. But man, awesome game last night down in Houston. I didn't think the Texans had it in them, but
That defense, number 1 defense, baby.
I know
The Ravens have won 4 in a row.
Good for them.
They started 1-5. Sorry, it was worse
Dude.
than that.
If they make the playoffs, they're going to buck that trend of like never making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Even if you're just 1-3, you like never make the playoffs.
They're just 1 game out.
Okay, next up on the old NFL Blitz here. Speaking of which, I told you about some of those guys who are going to. So Aaron Rodgers is going to be out for how long? Did they say?
We don't know.
Your guy, Jackson Dart's still in concussion protocol, so he's not going to play again this week.
He's not gonna play.
Everybody's favorite Jameis Winston's coming to the rescue.
I know, man. He had him in that game last week.
He's good for 1 week.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, you gotta love Jameis. He's just one of those guys' personalities you love.
yeah.
But he'll always come in. He did it to the Steelers last year when he was with the Browns, and he was good for 1 week. They tried to ride that train, and it was just blah.
Did you see the
Well,
thing?
that's what he did Sunday. He played really well, and then at the end of the game, you need a touchdown, and he throws a pick in the end zone.
Right, which is what he traditionally.
It's the
Even
most
when he
Jameis
threw,
Winston
had
play
that.
ever.
Yeah, exactly. That
He's good.
5,000-yard season.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
He
good
also
for
had
3
34 picks.
Yeah.
He's good
It's
for
insane.
he's good for 3 touchdown passes and 2 interceptions every week.
Hey,
He'll deliver.
gotta keep it right there.
Right. So did you see this last week? Because Jameis Winston did this thing during one of the bye weeks. I think that everything he does, it's like it ingratiates you to him. You know what I mean?
Hilarious.
He went back and visited his childhood home, and he like goes in and like asks the guy.
family there.
He goes in and asks if like he could see. Can I see the home?
Are you serious?
No. And what did he do? He went in and he took somebody in with him, and he showed the room where he and his 5 brothers lived. He and his 5 brothers, or maybe it was him and then 4 others. So
Wow.
5 brothers shared one room, right? And then somebody this week goes, Shedeur Sanders followed it up by visiting the 17-acre. And he goes, when I walked up the path and the butler greeted me, I said, I forgot your name, but tell me a little bit about this place. He goes, your family still lives here. As he walked up the 3-acre drive through the iron gates, he couldn't help but feel humbled. I was like, dude,
Man.
that poor guy, yeah. You think about what he's trying to figure himself out. 42nd starting quarterback since 1999.
Browns should not have. Oh, they did him dirty by doing that.
I know, but what's really hard is
It's actually going to be hard to judge Shedeur.
somebody
Oh, yeah.
also pointed out. They go, we've only had 45 presidents since 1790.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, it's the
I was
truth.
like, dude, somebody had to bust out the Revolutionary War.
For sure. It's
Stuff
the
and be like,
truth.
hey, we haven't
That's
even had that.
crazy.
It is bonkers to see that they'll start anybody at quarterback in Cleveland. So that's what they're going through right now. This weekend, in terms of games that are going to be on the important, got to watch, and Sly's going to be struggling with his fantasy teams. How about Hey, by the way, the Bears, who are do they have the ability? Because what are the Bears in the NFC? I was looking at
they're
the
at
AFC
first
there.
place in the NFC North.
So are they a 7-win team right now? Are they 7-3?
No, they're
7-3.
Yeah, they are 7-3.
So
Yes.
7-3. They're the 3 seed right now. Oh my gosh!
Isn't that crazy?
Talk about how wild that is. Now they're still only 1-2 in division play, by the way, but they're still 5-2 overall.
Yeah.
7-3 on the season. It goes Eagles, Rams, Bears, Buccaneers, Seahawks, Packers, and then Giants. 49ers. That's where the cutoff would be.
going to be the old AFC West where the Chiefs lost every game but their divisional games, and the Minnesota Vikings are 2-1 in the division.
Right.
Yeah.
It could happen.
Don't matter.
The Bears.
4-6.
If the playoffs were to start today, Lions are out.
Isn't that crazy?
Cowboys are out. Vikings are out. Cardinals are out. Falcons are out. Commanders would be out. Commanders were in the NFC Championship game.
They
last
were.
night?
Remember, they upset the Lions in the
How
playoffs.
what the difference a year makes. So there you go.
Falcons are 3-7.
The Falcons are probably
To me, that's the most inexcusable.
I would say they're the
Panthers
most
6-5.
But see, that's what's crazy. The Falcons probably have to be the biggest struggle,
Biggest underachiever.
biggest underachieving team with all that talent,
I
with
don't
the
even think it's
defense that they
close.
have. I know Penix got hurt and he's out for the rest of the year now, but I'm telling you, they have Bijan Robinson in that backfield, and they
Drake
can't.
London.
They can't do
Kyle Pitts.
Right. I think London's hurt too now. So like, it's
I'd
just
be
this-
hurt too. This team sucks.
Their roster's loaded. Their roster's loaded with talent. I felt like Raheem Morris was a good coach. What's the problem
He's
there?
got to be on the outs, right?
If this group can't win, who's going to take
It's the
blame
coaching
for it?
carousel. He'll
gonna
get
take the
fired and
blame?
get another job. Man, that's freaking
Okay,
crazy.
listen to this.
Robert Salo go in and do the same thing he did in New York.
We're
Right.
going up. We're going up the elevator to the 6th floor for
The upper room.
at Rice Eccles Stadium, right? And coming up the thing is some administrators from Canyon School District. You got Lone Peak and Corner Canyons are playing, so you had like administrators and principals and people coming up to that 6th floor and whatever. And going up was another guy, and he had this big Raiders jacket on, and then a Raiders hat on. And one of the administrators from the Canyon School District goes, "Hey man, I feel your pain." He's wearing a lanyard.
I
and it's
feel
got-
your pain.
He's got the lanyard on and it's got the Raiders. He's like, "Suffer together, brother." And he goes, "I was at that blankety blank Monday night game against the Cowboys," and they're like, "Can you freaking believe it?" They're like just like jamming together, and he goes, "And then I had to listen to these obnoxious Cowboys fans," and I was like, and I want to be like, "You guys hear yourselves, right?"
The Cowboys fans are
because Cowboys fans are obnoxious.
Yes, but the
if-
Raiders have no place to talk.
Oh, I try to think of worse fan bases in terms of like
Delusion?
Vegas had
just
to be
like
a
the-
scene.
So he was like, "Can you believe it? Because this was going to be our year." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh!"
Did he say that?
I got to get this.
No,
on.
he
Yes, he
didn't.
did. He goes, "This is going to be our year because Gino was supposed to be good, and Pete Carroll's supposed to coach him up, and you got
Bowers.
Bowers.
What did I say?
You got
Delusion.
Ginty, and I was, and they're both sitting there going, mm-hmm. And I'm like, this guy's getting an advanced degree, and he leads an entire school.
How did you
district.
not record this conversation?
And I'm like, because it would have been weird just me going like this. That's crazy.
Oh, no. Raiders fans would definitely just love it. And
It's
they would have been all in your camera
2025.
tan, too. Oh, yeah.
Oh my god!
Feels like everybody
So
does that
it was
these
it was
days.
just so funny to watch because I was just like, oh my! And when he pulled out can you believe those stupid blankety blank Cowboys fans? And I was like, you guys, listen.
Blankety blank.
I know. I was like, flip a coin. Whoever would have won that game, it's the worst group of people ever.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So, I've been to both of those stadiums for NFL games.
They
And
suffer together.
I just thought it was so funny. He's like,
Yeah, the Cowboys
hey,
and
bro.
Raiders deserve each
I
other.
love like the, hey, bro, me too. You know, like,
I get it.
I got the Raiders. Lloyd pops up.
Yeah, Lloyd's going
Y'all
to
say something?
say that.
Y'all say something about the Raiders? I'm here.
Lloyd's on the first floor to meet you.
Yeah. Me too, bro. Yeah. It takes all kinds, man. So there you go. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. I've got a top 10 here for you next. And, of course, every week we honor the Hercules Hero of the Week Award. What do? The Hercules Hero of the Week Award is presented to the person who is nominated by somebody else. It might be you. Throw a nomination to somebody who does an awesome job. KSLSports.com/contest. That's KSLSports.com/contest. And then nominate that person, and we read off their efforts over the airwaves. We honor them, and we tell you how awesome of a job that they do. And then they get they get a prize every week from Hercules First Federal Credit Union and Beehive Meals, who sponsor the program. We'll come right back. Top 10 next on a Football Friday right here at the Warehouse, 1825 South 300 West. Yeah, they've got great deals. I've got moon pies, too. Come on by and get them. Let's go. 97.5 The
Got your
KSL
moon
Sports
pies
Zone.
here.
All college football, all day. It's a Football Friday right here on the Zone. Whether it's the Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, we've got you covered. This is a Football Friday edition of JJ and Alex on 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
All right, everybody, welcome on back. JJ and Alex, 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone. Thanks for being with us. Alex Kirry, Jeremiah Jensen, Sly Sylvester, nice enough to come along on a Football Friday. And, of course, we're sitting with Clayton here at the warehouse. We'll get with Clayton in just one moment here as I give you. Now, this is less of a guessing top 10, all right? But every year when I see so we saw that Snow College scored 100 points the other day against one of their opponents, 101 or 103 or something like that. 100 points in college football is that's crazy.
It's insane.
Now, of course, the record that Georgia Tech holds over Cumberland College, do you remember that number?
156.
Hold on. So let's turn Sly up here. Sly, do you know what the record-setting number was for the highest scoring?
Did you just say 150 in football?
Yeah. So
I
I'll
didn't
give
even do that in
I'll give
Sega against my cousin.
I know. Against my cousin.
Sega.
My cousin sucked too.
Yeah, he was terrible. It was 118 to 18.
I used
it's great.
to. You know what I used to do? The Sega Genesis. I used to play Bill Walsh football, and I would run my kickoff guy out of bounds at the 1 yard line, and then run 99-yard runs. Just
Of course.
Have the end of the game 814 yards.
It's like
rushing,
on
stuff like that.
Tecmo Super Bowl. You just
Yeah,
run
for
Bo
sure.
Jackson.
Bo
all the time.
Jackson.
I would run out at the one.
Unstoppable.
I'd catch it in the end zone, run out at the one. Anyway, John Heisman was the coach of the Georgia Tech team.
Okay.
And they beat Cumberland College, and it was actually it was a hard feeling situation because they had canceled the game the year before, and Georgia Tech had already made the trip out, and so when they returned back to Atlanta to play them the next year, Cumberland couldn't even field a team really, but John Heisman made them play, otherwise they're going to have to pay like a bunch of money. So John Heisman, being the sportsman that he is,
He's like, I'm
ran
not
the
just
score
gonna,
up on those
not just
fools.
going to beat you.
Yeah, so 150 is a good guess. It was 222-0.
Jeez.
Wait, what?
That's the highest scoring college football game in the history.
Yeah.
It's the highest scoring college game ever.
It's insane.
Now, I have in front of me a list of other games. You ready for this? Here are the highest scoring games in the
Sly's
history of
brain
college
just
football.
broke.
I know.
Hold on a second.
200
That's
Sly's
not
brain-
combined points. One team scored 200?
One team.
They scored 63 in the first quarter, 63 in the second quarter, 54 in the third quarter.
Are these all defensive touchdowns? Because, like,
They had a really bad fourth quarter. They only put up 42. 222. Now, here's the next. Now,
They sat the starters that quarter.
so here are the list of highest scoring games ever still. Ready? That is, listen, you got a random 6-7 in there. In 1922, King College in Tennessee defeated Lenore College 206-0. St. Viator beat Lane College of Illinois 205-0.
what is this
1916.
200s?
These are real things. 20 programs have scored 150 points or more in their program's history. Albion College, the University of Arizona scored 150 at one point.
Wow.
Bowling Green has scored 150. Dayton has scored 150. Harvard has scored 150. Millikan has scored 150. Oklahoma twice has scored 150.
Is there a way to look up the most recent team to score 100 points or more?
I actually have it. I could do it by date. Let me see if I could do it by date here. So yes, the most recent is Snow College in 2025, 106 points.
Wow.
Trinity Bible School. The last time it was done, this is actually kind of crazy. The last time that a school has scored 100 points was 22 years prior. Trinity Bible College scored 105 points. No, sorry. Rockford scored 105 against Trinity Bible College. Don't beat up on the Bible kids. Come on, man.
It's not nice.
1989, before that, 1980. It's only happened 5 times since 1970.
Right.
And Snow College was one of them this year.
Good for Snow.
Hey, settle down. Settle down.
I am just in straight awe right now. I have no idea.
So the last 2 schools, Community Christian College and Trinity Bible School. What's the problem with beating up on these God-fearing schools? Come on, Snow College. Settle down. These are men who fear the Lord. Don't score that many touchdowns on them.
Maybe they need to pray more.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Okay. Stay with us. Our next hour continues right here on a Football Friday, 97.5 KSL Sports Zone.
FM Colbert, 1280 KCNS AM Salt Lake City, and 102.7 KSL FM HD2 Salt Lake City Midvale. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. All college football, all day. It's a Football Friday right here on the Zone. Whether it's the Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, we've got you covered. This is a Football Friday edition of JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Happy Friday, too. Thanks for being with us. It is 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. It's a Football Friday, which means, of course, we're talking all things football here. Got lots going on here. I mean, has there been a more important weekend for both BYU and Utah in the same weekend? Like, I mean, I guess we could probably go back to the WAC days.
No.
Or the Mountain West days.
There's never been a point in time. No, there's never been a point in time where both teams were in play for a power conference championship and a playoff spot.
Yeah.
And a playoff spot, guys, means you have a chance to win a national championship. Doesn't mean you're going to. But you're in the tournament, right? It's like being in the NCAA tournament. It's a big deal.
You're right.
You'd rather be in the NCAA tournament and lose than to go with the NIT and win it, right? It's not about winning. It's about getting to that point where you have a shot at the big time.
Hey, man, we went to the CBI.
This is a cup of coffee in the big time, right? You know what I mean? That was terrible, by the way.
Come on, Macho Man.
I got to do better than that.
You can do better than that.
Cream of the crop. Cup of coffee in the big time.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
There we go.
You guys are the worst. Hey, listen. BYU blowing out TCU last week. We didn't get to talk much about that game.
Yeah.
Utah blowing out Baylor, obviously. Those are big-time wins. I think that BYU bouncing back and how big of a deal it is that Bear Bachmeier was able to reel that team back in because he took back over again, right? It seemed like he's the guy who was the leader there. Let's start off the hour, though. Let's get going officially here with some stuff to talk about. Let's get going here with the cut, top of the program, just to make it all official-like.
It's time for the biggest story of the day. This is what made the cut with JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Trajan Wealth brings you this portion of the program, TRAJAN Wealth, for all your trusted local needs in retirement. It's TrajanWealth.com. Okay, so one of the things that came up was that this week, I think Texas Tech and BYU are the only two that are able to clinch spots in the Big 12 championship game with scenarios unfolding. Right, everybody else, if they want to get in, are going to need some help. However, what's interesting about all this is I don't know. You guys tell me how tough of a putt this would be, because for BYU, they have the Big 12. By the way, they're very nice. They have a tiebreaker central on their website. The Big 12.
That's nice.
Yeah, Brett Yormark guy. He broke out all the stops.
Where you press out the team that went out?
Yes.
Yes, I love that website.
And so you press on.
Nice.
Let's press on. Let's look at.
Of course, Utah has to win out.
Let's look at BYU, for example. Okay. BYU clinches this weekend with a win over Cincinnati. Done. Okay, fine. You're out. Obviously, no one was going to say, "Oh, you can lose and then we'll see." There could be something like that, or I'm sorry, they have to beat Cincinnati, and they'd have to get a loss by Arizona State and by Houston.
That's right.
Okay. It's a lot to ask, except for Arizona State. You know, obviously, I don't know how long their luck's going to last, because they don't have Sam Levitt, who, by the way, announced this week that he made. I mean, he didn't announce anything, but
I don't know how they got
his super PR brother, his super smart marketing brother, Dallin, got onto a podcast and mentioned he still hasn't made a decision yet. Or they can win over Cincinnati, and then a Arizona State loss and a Utah win. Interestingly enough, if Utah wins, it actually does BYU a little bit of a favor. Now, let's look at this. So those are the only two that can clinch this weekend. But it is kind of funny because in Utah's case, they have a lot of work still left yet, because
The tiebreaker policies are kind of funny, okay? Tied teams are compared head-to-head. That's the A. B is they're tied, and then they are compared based on win percentages against common opponents in the conference. C, tied teams are then compared based on win percentage against highest place common opponents in the standings. D, if you got to get to that level, tied teams are compared based on win percentage in conference games of conference opponents. E, the tied teams will be compared based on total number of wins in a 12-team season. That's funny that comes E, right? Because they do the common opponent thing three different ways before they get to who has a better record overall.
Well, I mean, your division makes more sense.
And it makes sense, too, because if you look and you go, well, those guys played freaking Portland State to begin the year.
Right. Stanford.
F, the representative will be chosen based on highest ranking by Sports Source, an analytics team. Who the hell are these Sports Source people who have all this power? Now, they're all the way down at F, but still, my goodness. And then G, are you ready for what G is? What do you think G is?
What colors do you wear?
Coin toss. So I always just pray that we get to a coin toss. You know what I mean? That would just be so much fun to watch because you better televise that thing.
Oh, but it's got to be at the local Buffalo Wild Wings.
It could be
giant buffalo with wings pulling a
Who
lever.
does it? And who does it, by the way?
That's a good question. The commissioner, I hope.
Well,
Wouldn't that make sense that you or Mark would want the publicity?
But he's there. But, I mean, is Kalani there with Kyle? Like, how does that work?
You got to make it a whole marketing thing. You have to. Coach Whitten's not going to want to be there.
Oh, of course not.
Can you imagine
at the
it getting
Buffalo
to that
Wild
point?
Wings in Midvale? Of course not.
Can you imagine G scenario comes up and you're the team that loses the coin toss to go to the Big 12 championship?
I know.
Oh, my
absolute
gosh.
chaos. Let's talk a little bit about what BYU did to bounce back last week.
Yeah.
They had the back-to-back losses last year after they had their first loss against Kansas. They lost again the next week. Now, that was to a way better Arizona State team than I think that Kansas team the week before. However, this year, TCU came in and they were single-digit. It was a single-digit game according to the line. They won this game 44-13. But more importantly, Bear Bachmeier has a great day passing. He ran the ball effectively. L.J. Martin was moving the ball down the field. BYU was able to do whatever they wanted on offense. And more importantly, they held one of the best passing teams in the entire conference and in the country to 183 yards passing. What was your impression of BYU that game last week against this TCU squad that came into Provo?
Just pure domination. That's the best game BYU's played from start to finish all season long. And that was a great sign to see after you played one of your most poor games all season long at Texas Tech to bounce back. And for the first time this year, in my opinion, you play all four quarters of your best football. I was really impressed with the way BYU responded to that loss. And we were talking about it all week. Did they have this hangover effect like they had last year with Kansas, and then you play really poorly in the first half against Arizona State in the biggest game of the year? There was none of that this time around. BYU dominated in all facets of the game. They held TCU to 1 of 10 on third down conversions. As you mentioned, they held Josh Hoover to 10 of 23 passing. Josh Hoover, you could argue, is one of the top 15 quarterbacks, maybe 20 in the country. Would you put him in that conversation?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And they held him to just a little over 40% passing. That's insane.
It's a great defense.
2 interceptions. The turnover battle. BYU won the turnover battle. They had less penalties. They only had 2 penalties for 25 yards. And they ran the ball for 150. And BYU running the ball for 150, that's almost a guaranteed win for the Cougars under Kalani Sitake. They did everything the way it should be done for BYU to be successful. Own third down, win in total yards, hold them under 200, run for 150, win the turnover battle. That was just pure domination by BYU. And it felt like they figured out some things. And maybe, we always, the cliche of like, oh, maybe that loss was the best thing that ever happened to you. Well, based on the way that they came playing out of that, I would love to see BYU play the way they did against TCU in a rematch
on a
against
neutral
Texas
field
Tech
and not at 10 a.m.
in Arlington. That's not at 10 a.m. And I think BYU would have a much different result. I'm not predicting they would beat Texas Tech this time around, but it would be a war.
Well, it's hard to beat a team twice, right? So
Yes.
Texas Tech's got to have an uphill battle. I think Texas Tech's probably wishing that Arizona State is their opponent. The last thing they are is because they lost to Arizona State, and now something.
They'd love to get another shot. They would be very focused,
right?
on that game.
But I think they are dreaming to not play either Utah or BYU.
Right.
right? Anybody that watched the Texas Tech Utah game or even the Texas Tech BYU game, BYU's defense played absolutely terrific against Texas Tech, right? But they can only hold up for so long, and that's exactly what Utah's issue was, right? They were 10-13. Quarter way through the fourth quarter, and then all of a sudden they just faltered, and Texas Tech boarded on. So I think it's going to be interesting, man. College football is great. I love this at the end of the season. It's always something new as far as what to expect, and every single week is exciting. Yeah, man, I can't wait until the Utah-BYU game is the last game of the year, and we're determining who goes to the Big 12 championship.
JJ and I had that discussion earlier in the week, and you've brought it up a couple times in the breaks.
Man,
but
I love it.
Like, so there's no version of like, no, it can happen whenever in the season. Because I don't understand what the arguments are from the Big 12 of
why they didn't.
Right. In the last 2 years, you have one on October 18th. You have one on November 2nd.
It's great games every time it was.
And I mean,
the argument is they don't want it to get lost in the rivalry week.
That's a stupid argument, right? It's supposed to be one of the top tier rivalries.
But here's the thing: how would it get lost?
Michigan, Ohio State.
How would it get lost in Michigan, Ohio State when they play at 10 a.m.?
Right.
And I get it. The Iron Bowl played at 6 o'clock, but BYU and Utah playing at 8:15.
You're not getting any East Coast people anyway.
But regardless.
But that's what you need to get.
Well, but here's the thing. You need to get it when it's on the line. When these guys are fighting for conference championships and CFP implications, which is what they're doing this year. Imagine if that game, as you guys said, 11-1, both teams going into the last week of the season.
What time did they play the one this year? Was it 6 o'clock? 5:30?
It was, 5:30 kickoff?
It was light out still when they kicked off.
Yeah, it was.
Either way, fine. Great. But
I was yelling on the sideline. It didn't matter what time of day it was. You know what I mean?
Sly had his shades on. He doesn't know.
All the BYU coaches are seeing me on their game film like, what is this guy doing on the sideline?
Is this guy
I'm just sitting there yelling at the refs.
He does a lot of hand motions when he's talking too. So
very demonstrative.
People think that he's sending signals, across the field that he's.
Is he a part of the coaching staff? Is he supposed
to be
over
on
there?
here? What's going on with
this guy? Does that guy have any shirts with sleeves?
Best diss of the day.
Diss?
No.
Oh, you kidding?
We're all jealous, man.
Yeah.
Sly standing out there, and I come down. And I said, "Hey, I'll find you during the game." He's like, "Yeah." So I go down and I find him, and it was the worst time to find him. The worst time to find him, because it was that last drive, and it was they were
just pissed off, yelling at people. No, it was pass interference.
Players are fans are yelling. Sly's turning around, giving it right back to him. I'm like, this is amazing. No, but okay. So you've got BYU and Utah playing maybe the best football they've played all year right now.
Right.
Certainly
both are clicking. Yep.
Certainly in Utah's case. I mean, BYU lost to Texas Tech 2 weeks ago. How much of that, like dinging BYU at that point versus dinging Utah for losing against Texas Tech, I don't get why it's such like the committee still brought up the Texas Tech loss this week when they talked about BYU. They go, not just that they lost them, they're like, yeah, but the way that they lost that Texas Tech game, they were dominated.
So you need to ding Texas A&M.
Oh, no, Texas Tech, right?
I know,
but
saying,
Texas Tech.
Yeah, you're down 31-0, 31-0, 0-3.
3-3 at the half.
At the half.
Right.
The way you performed in that game, that's not very you had to come back.
Troopers are
team
assaulting
that's 3-7
guys in the tunnels. Your Texas State troopers are assaulting people in the tunnels.
Right.
How dare they? No, but I want to know like why there is a double standard.
Because the committee doesn't start watching the games until they put out the first rankings. It feels like. Am I wrong? Because they're not judging anything that happened early in the season, but everything that happens while the committee is meeting and while they're putting out these rankings seems to be exaggerated. Like, and I'm not standing up for Texas in any way. They got beat by Georgia, who's the top 4 team right now, and they dropped them 7 spots. Alabama lost to a good Oklahoma team. Yes, they lost at home. It's a close game. It's a one-play game. They dropped them 6 spots. And BYU got dropped 6 spots for that loss. It just seems like these big overreactions to a loss when you shouldn't be punished for playing a really good team. And there seems to be a little bit of hypocrisy around this, because when the teams in the top 10 are winning the games, they're using that as the reason why they're there. But when they lose those games, they punish them. I don't get it. I mean, how do you truly measure these teams too? Because you're looking at their schedule, And just because a team is in the SEC doesn't mean they're playing the best SEC teams. Just because a team's in the Big Ten doesn't mean they're playing the best Big Ten teams.
Well, we talked about
just looking at Georgia's schedule. I was like,
look
this
at
is not a great
Notre
schedule.
Dame's schedule's crap.
Texas A&M, we talked about this. They don't play Georgia, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, and then what was the last one? Or Auburn.
They didn't play any of those teams.
They didn't play. So it's like you go through this list and like didn't play Auburn, didn't play
Georgia's thing. The only team is the team they lost to, Alabama. That's worth anything on their schedule.
They're playing a 1-9 Charlotte team this week. They're playing a 1-9.
We're a top 5 football
Charlotte
team.
When you've got 16 teams in your conference and you only have 8 conference games, of course you're not going to really be tested because you're only playing half the teams in your conference.
But now here's
but all those games are against SEC opponents, and those are SEC players, and so you're exaggerating the quality of the win simply because of the team you beat and what conference they play in. But not all SEC teams are alike. Not all Big Ten teams are made alike, and especially in the Big Ten. My goodness, there's some bad teams in the Big Ten.
Okay. When it comes down to it, though, and I think the College Football Playoff Committee does this, they kind of go, yeah, but let's talk about if BYU was lined up against Texas A&M in a quarterfinal. Like, does that team have business being there playing that Texas A&M team? And I think they just say no. They just go, no. And I wonder why that is. You know what I mean? Because then they don't start nitpicking schedules and strength of record, strength of schedule. They just like to go, yeah, I don't know if they passed the eye test, because the guy who was their freshman quarterback, who has been an amazing storyline for them this year, actually becomes a liability when they start discussing him. Right. It's a weird thing. Yeah. They start talking about him, and they're
why is that?
They got this
why is that a part
quarterback.
of your discussion?
It's wild. They the stuff they bring up. Well, we just felt like the way they played that second half against Iowa State. That was a great indicator of what kind of team they are. And you're like, wait, what happened? And then you're going back and you're going, you want to nitpick some of these little things here and there on teams, and then you'll just say, yeah, and that's why we didn't put them in ultimately. Because they're ready to have a way. And the reality is that Notre Dame is stealing important spots from other power conferences every year.
They're not even in a conference. They play crab, and you just going off of their stupid Rudy name.
Get them into a conference, and get them playing. By the way, half their schedule is an ACC schedule, and it's trash. So it's fine. I love it.
But they're beating those teams so soundly.
Yeah, I get it. Jeremiah Love looks good, and we love what Jeremiah Love's doing. It's like, come on. All right. More to go right around the corner. We have tons to predict on our way back here for this weekend in college football games across the country. Stay here, 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
All college football, all day. It's a Football Friday right here on the Zone. Whether it's the Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, we've got you covered. This is a Football Friday edition of JJ and Alex on 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
What's up, everybody? How are you doing on a Friday? It's a Football Friday for us. Ooh, less than a week away from Thanksgiving.
Favorite holiday.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
Good for you.
I'll get into my little food coma and don't talk to me.
You got a game to do that weekend, though, too, right? I mean, come on.
I know, it sucks. Last year I was
on
in
the road,
Florida.
Too.
Yeah, we had to leave on Thanksgiving, so I'm having mine. I'm having mine on Wednesday. On Wednesday.
All right.
Lawrence is all right.
You come down and do. Are you going to come up to the Kirry household and make an appearance as a random guy showing up and playing in the Turkey Bowl? Oh, we got this guy.
Are you looking for a ringer?
I'll take the.
Sounded like
guy.
an invitation.
As long as I can be Vince Vaughn, an all-time quarterback, you know. How about
crab cakes and football?
I was all state, baby.
See, that's what. That's what I'm.
Sack lunch.
That's what we're gonna do. And by the way, but here's the kicker: we gotta beat my brother-in-law and my sister's family. Okay, and they're all Utah fans too. So you could show up and play for them. And I'll bring Harvey to play for my kids.
Good luck
on their side. We'll see. All right.
Whose Achilles goes first?
I got a hot tub. I'm warming my stuff up.
Okay. I'm warming my stuff up.
Look at Uncle Rico over here.
I know.
I'm warming my stuff up.
If you want,
turkey bowl.
I got one of those jet tubs in my bathroom. You can come in and do mine. Oh my goodness! All right. By the way, next week, everything is kind of truncated. Next week, we got everything kind of shifted around and moved around because we've got Thanksgiving those days. So on Tuesday, Hans and Scotty are going to be at Tim Daly Nissan. Tim Daly Nissan Southtown, 11155 South Jordan Gateway in South Jordan. Tim Daly, home of the Forever Warranty. So they can join them on Tuesday for their program down there, noon to 3. All right, let's get some predictions going on here. All right, let's start. I'm going to start at the bottom here. We've got a couple that make a difference across the country here. Pitt going to number 16 Georgia Tech. Pitt's actually a decent football team, and it's just a shame that Narduzzi and those guys. He said those comments during the week how he didn't care if they lost by 50, right, or by 100 or whatever. Remember that whole thing?
It was very Bronco Mendenhallish.
Why did he do that? Because guess what ended up happening? They came out and they looked like absolute dog crap.
Yeah, it's not their approach.
So they lose to Notre Dame.
Get it eyes up. It's a big game.
Anyway, bottom line is predictions on Pitt going to Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, if they win this, they go to the ACC championship game.
That's true. Big game for Georgia Tech.
It's in Atlanta.
I'm going to take Pitt.
Okay. Little upset special.
Georgia Tech's only a 2.5-point favorite, by the way, at home.
Right.
Napolis, write these down while we're going here, so I can call these guys out.
I got Tech.
I have Georgia Tech. I have the Ramblin' Wreck winning this one. I mean, they beat Cumberland College 222-0 back in the day.
I didn't consider that. I should
No, you got to. I'm gonna.
Maybe I want to switch my pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they're gonna channel a little bit of that, a little bit of grumpy feelings, and look, they want to get some respect.
Well, I mean, they want to get to the ACC championship game.
They've been jumped by Miami in the polls for no reason.
No reason.
Miami beat. I get it. Miami beat Notre Dame, but Miami also has 2 losses, and an ACC team with 2 losses in ACC play is not the way you do it, man. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go with Georgia Tech winning that one as well. Missouri goes to Oklahoma. This is one of those shots this week for the Big 12 teams to maybe make a move. If Oklahoma gets upset by Missouri at home, can the Mizzou Tigers do it down there in Norman?
I do. I got Missouri for that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do.
You're kind of channeling some good vibes.
No, I do. You know, one, Oklahoma kind of riding high from last week, and then Missouri, man, I actually don't hate that football team.
I don't either. So. Drinkwitz, their head coach, he's a weirdo, but I kind of like weirdos.
He's a weirdo.
Oh,
one of the hottest coaches in the country is as weird as it gets. Signetti.
He is super. Oh yeah, Signetti's a weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
Drinkwitz is a weirdo. Drinkwitz says some weird stuff, man.
Yeah, he's a different dude.
It's great. Okay, I'm going to go Mizzou with the upset as well, because if anything, Brent Venables has been massively inconsistent while he's been coaching at Oklahoma.
Correct.
So, I think I'm going to say Oklahoma gets upset by Missouri. JJ, you're going to be the only one that bucked the trend here on the upset?
I got Missouri upsetting Oklahoma as well. Oklahoma's a 6.5-point favorite at home. They're coming off the Alabama game. I think they feel a little bit too comfortable, a little bit too high on themselves. This Missouri team has been so close breaking through. There are only 3 losses this year. Alabama by 3, Vanderbilt by a touchdown in Nashville, and Texas A&M got the best of them by 21. But
all upsets by all 3 of us, huh?
I think Missouri's going to find a way. I think there's going to be chaos this weekend.
Let's go through quickly a couple of these here. USC going to Oregon. This one has also got a ton of implications for the college football playoff. USC's a 9.5-point dog going to Autzen. It's at Autzen. I'm going to go Oregon rolls. I think Oregon wins by 22 in this game. This is going to be a 3-touchdown game.
Go Ducks.
Yeah, I got Oregon covering, actually. I think Oregon's going to win this. I don't think USC's as good. I know the committee wants USC to think they're good. They're not. They barely beat Iowa last week, right?
Yeah.
But, of course, Oregon barely beat Iowa, so
well,
that's not a good comparison.
Yeah. No, you're right.
But this USC team's I think it's one of the weaker 8-2 teams in the country.
Utah State needs to get back on track. They're going to a pretty tough Fresno State team this week. They only have 2 more weeks left, and arguably their 2 hardest weeks of the season to try to get the bowl eligibility. Do they do it? this week at Fresno State.
No chance.
No, I agree. If it were at home, I'd give him a shot. But no, this is the end of the season. Kind of rains and pours, and I love me some Bryson Barnes, but yeah, I got Fresno.
The only thing that gives me hope: Fresno State got boat raced by Colorado State, which is really kind of a one-off deal. But they've bounced back since then. They also lost to San Diego State. Those are their 2 conference losses.
Yeah, San Diego State's
They've whipped Boise State, and recently they've played really well. They're 7-3. I just have a hard time thinking Utah State, after that very difficult and emotional loss, I thought that Vegas game was their missed opportunity to go bowling.
So it might have to be Boise State at Olsen Field.
I think that's a much better shot, to be honest with you, yes.
Interesting. Okay, I'll go Fresno State as well because I picked Utah State to get the upset down at UNLV last week and they let me down. Utah welcoming Kansas State into town. Has Avery Johnson got one more kick of life in him? Or is that team absolutely just?
Oh yeah, they're booty.
They're cheeks. Or is that what you're saying?
They're
cheeks.
Cheeks. They're cheeks. Sorry. They say cheeks. They say cheeks with the hand gestures too. No, I think Scally's gonna blitz the heck out of him, play man coverage on the back end, and make him try to throw. And after that, they got nothing. And
I think you'll get a quarter and a half of Kansas State playing kind of hard because Avery Johnson's as athletic as anybody running in the back, out of the quarterback spot, and that's about what they have in them every week is about a quarter and a half. Oh
yeah, but the thing you game plan against a guy like that, and you start getting hit, you take him out. He's mentally out of the game. So
do they have a similar score that they've had?
I got 45-10. Wow, I got 45-10.
Dang. See, I picked,
that's light for me. Normally, I'm like 14 a quarter, but no, I got 45-10 in this one.
I'm going to go Utah with the win this week, and I'm going to say it's going to be a little bit more reasonable.
Why?
34-7.
Wow.
Still embarrassing. They scored. I think 13 points or maybe 14 against Oklahoma State. That's not good. JJ?
Yeah, it's a 16.5-point spread.
Ooh.
I think Utah covers it. They win this 41-20.
Nice.
Avery Johnson could give him some fits. We know how Utah struggled a little bit with the mobile QBs this year, but he's also turnover prone, and we know that Utah takes advantage of turnovers. I think that turnovers will be the difference. Utah will capitalize on some of those with some points, and they win by 3 touchdowns.
I've been told all week by people too much as we move on to BYU going to Cincinnati here, and we'll end this quickly. I've been told by too many people this week about how this path of them getting to the Big 12 championship game is pretty easy for BYU, and I'm like, no, it is not. Going to Cincinnati, they've got some more life in them, I bet. They've got at least one more decent game up their sleeve, and it's going to be this week against BYU. I don't see the upset, but I do see BYU only maybe getting a 4-point win, something like that, 4 to 7 points. Around a touchdown, or just a little bit more than or just a little bit less than a touchdown for BYU. I'm going to go 28-24.
Okay.
Cougs get the win at Cincinnati.
BYU is a 2.5-point favorite on the road, which is rare, and we know how BYU has been in close games. But I feel like they turned a corner last week. This is a team that's finally figured some things out. I think the Texas Tech loss woke them up a bit, and they have confidence after that win against TCU. But they are going on the road. It's going to be challenging. I think that BYU finds a way to win by a touchdown.
Sly?
I got a double-digit win, 31-20.
No
31-20 BYU.
Okay. Let's take another break. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up next. We'll put a bow on it. We'll get one last time with Clayton here at the warehouse. More to go. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All college football, all day. It's a Football Friday right here on the Zone. Whether it's the Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, we've got you covered. This is a Football Friday edition of JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, welcome back, everybody. JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Doug Smith brings you this portion of the program as we wrap things up here from the warehouse in Salt Lake City. An incredible selection of Kia, Subaru, Chevy, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram. All in American Fork, Spanish Fork, and in Linden. Nobody knows cars like Doug. All right. Fellers, wrapping it up here. By this time next week, are we going to be talking about 2 teams who are moved up in the rankings of the college football playoff rankings?
Yeah, Oklahoma's going.
Yes, because we just all predicted Oklahoma getting upset. So 1 spot, yes.
3 Missouris
We are
in a row.
smart. We know what the heck we're talking about.
Oh, I've said it for years.
But 1 spot is significant because one of the 2 would end up being in the number 10 spot.
Right.
10 spot is a sweet spot. You want to be in the top 10. And they just need one of those teams up front of them to blow it.
Is it possible for Notre Dame to choke?
Who are they playing?
No.
Syracuse, and then who else?
What's
funny is they
already
have a
beat
Stanford? They have a tough.
Yeah,
oh,
Stanford.
Yeah.
Late on the
I'd
road.
rather play Samford than Stanford right now.
I know, right?
That's what George is saying. They're all, well, we've got Samford. You guys have Stanford. We have Samford. It's kind of the same. That's what they're doing. 9 other teams and 9 teams across the SEC right now are this week are looking at Notre Dame and going, that's a tough game against Syracuse because they're playing bullcrap cupcake teams the rest of this week. So
yeah. By the way, Notre Dame has Syracuse this week at home, and then they're at Stanford next week to close.
Oh, what are they going to do in Palo Alto?
An 8:30 p.m. Mountain kickoff. That's going to be 10:30 Eastern in their time zone. So
the body clock on those Notre Dame guys is going to be really thrown off. I don't know when they're even going to have breakfast. I always love those. He had to eat dinner at 4 p.m. that day instead of the usual 5:30 p.m. You're like, get out of here.
Come on,
how
Jim.
is he performing?
Come on, Jim Ross.
All right, Clayton, one final time today at the warehouse, man. And one final time today, one final time for us. Last radio hit in the history of the warehouse ever.
Crazy.
I'm turning the time over to you, brother. Here we
sad,
go. Let's
man.
go.
You're making me sad here.
That's part of why I did it.
It's kind of emotional, you know. I've been doing this for so long, but you have me drawing up audibles here because I had a guy come in and just buy that Sly guy deal.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's cool.
So that means I've got one less Serta.
He didn't get a moon pie, did he?
No, he didn't want one.
Oh,
Well, that's
his loss.
That's his choice.
Hey, don't tell me that. That kind of hurt my feelings.
But he got the protector, he got the sheet, he got the protector, the 2 pillows, he got the mattress and the platform. He didn't need the adjustable base. So
$5.99.
for all my guys, everyone that's listening didn't hear me in the last break, I'm going to break it down again. If you've been listening to this forever, thank you. Big hug from me and my dad. If you don't know, my dad contracted COVID in 2021, went into a coma for 9 months, fought it, won it, came out alive, got a double lung transplant, and since then he's kind of been, he just can't do this anymore. So we're going out of business. We're Utah's best price on the adjustable base and mattress. That means on the queen size, you can get a floor model, head up, foot up. And these aren't the cheap ones out of China that they drop ship to your house. These are the super thick Ligat and Platt Ergo Motion. I've got 2 floor models left, head up and foot up, $4.99. Regular price on these are $17.99. I'm $4.99. You can get all the bells and whistles on the Queen. That's the massage, the lights, has the memory settings. Floor model, $6.99. I've got one of those left. Okay? If you want all the bells and whistles, meaning the Bluetooth, it's got a speaker on it, it's got the app that can hear you snoring, it's got the head up, it's got the foot up, it's got 3 zones of massage. Regular $6,000. I'm $11.99.
Boom.
He's trying to get it out the door, folks.
Honestly, screw that. $9.99.
Oh!
Give her $1,000. My mom's not listening. She never listens. I'm not going to get in trouble. My dad's not listening. Guys, I got to get rid of everything. Everything has to go. December 1st, we're hard out. $9.99 on the regular $6,000 adjustable base in the queen size. King size, I got one left floor model. On the floor model, I'm $7.99, solid king, head up, foot up with massage. I also have the Twin XL, $9.99 with all the bells and whistles. Now let's get to the Sly Guy deal. Serta or Sealy, your choice. Mattress with the protector, 2 pillows, adjustable base, $7.99.
What else do you want?
If you don't want the adjustable base, you just need a platform, $5.99.
Boom. Let's go.
Boom.
All right.
I also have Sofa in Love, $800. Got one sofa left. I'm going to do it $400.
Sectionals all $9.99. Come on.
Doing my sectionals $9.99, and I'm doing this. This is the Alex Kirry. Alex Kirry, buy one get one on the recliner, $3.99.
Buy one get one for $3.99.
Buy one get one for $3.99.
And a free moon pie.
$200 you get a recliner.
Settle
Because
down.
you're looking like a grandpa. You need a
All right,
grandpa chair,
All right,
Alex.
thank you. Boom prices. There you go.
That's
Clayton.
my final boom ever right there.
There it is. Thanks,
Boom,
man.
boom.
That's awesome, man.
Thanks for having us.
Clayton,
And thanks for always hosting us for all these years, man.
Thanks
and,
for having us,
All right.
guys.
We'll be back again Monday. More to go. right around the corner, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.